Welcome back to another episode of the Health Rebels podcast. Now, before we begin, if you don't know who I am or if this is your first time, I just want to introduce myself. I am Steve Hicks. I am the anti-fitness guy, and I help my clients with lasting weight loss and lifelong wellness. Now, anti-fitness, what does that mean? I believe that the vast majority of the fitness industry was built for the purpose of bodybuilding and sports performance, while nowadays what people are looking for is general wellness. They want more energy, more confidence, and more capability to live life on their own terms. And those two goals, they're not necessarily aligned together. So that's why most people join fitness programs and end up failing, because they end up accidentally joining bodybuilding and sports performance programs instead of their wellness programs. That's why here at the Health Rebels podcast, we're trying to break standards and redefine what healthy living looks like so that you can fold it into your day-to-day routines. Now, if you have been here for a while, if you've known me for a bit, you probably know that I am a giant Godzilla fan. I love Godzilla, the big G. I've been watching Godzilla since I was about 3 years old, which is a few decades now. So one of the big things about Godzilla, and someone once asked me, hey, since you love Godzilla so much, what does Godzilla teach us about fitness? And the answer is simple. It's really, really easy. Nothing. Godzilla's a nuclear lizard. What are you talking about? Get out of here. You're a human. Nothing. Okay, end of episode. Have a great day. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding. I'm back. Woo-hoo. Anyway, no, if we really do want to try to come up with some answer about what Godzilla can teach us about healthy habits, what Godzilla can teach us about the secret to body transformations, whether that is putting on more muscle or losing body fat, what is that thing that Godzilla can teach us? And if you look at Godzilla, look at that majestic, giant, fire-breathing lizard, you're going to see one thing really obviously right away, at least I do, and that is, that boy is thick. That boy's got some thighs. If Godzilla was an Instagram influencer in the fitness industry, his most used hashtag would be hashtag thick thighs save lives, all right? I mean, I'm shocked that Godzilla's peach is not trending on Thirsty Thursday posts. Like, those thighs are thick. He's got some big legs, some really, really just big muscular legs. And that actually shows us a lot about not only his physiology, but human physiology and the keys to body transformations. If you look at a picture of Godzilla as he's rampaging through Tokyo, as he's destroying towns, as he's fighting other kaiju, you're going to notice that he's always standing up on two legs. Have you ever seen any other lizard, whether it's a gecko, chameleon, salamander, whatever, any other lizard or reptile standing on two legs? No. Most lizards are quadrupeds. They're not bipedal. And if you look at a photo of Godzilla, you're going to see his thighs are thick, but the arms aren't. The thighs get a lot of use, and the arms don't, because he's structurally not designed to be standing on two legs, but he does anyway. What is that? What is it when you're standing on two legs, but you should be on four? Well, that's inefficiency. And that is actually the secret to any body transformation, whether you're trying to get those hashtag thick thighs, or if you're trying to lose weight and get ready for the beach season, if you're trying to lose fat, any change you're trying to make to your body, really any change you're trying to make in life, any transformation you want to have, it's going to rely on inconvenience, on inefficiencies. Now, one of the big things in the coaching program, in my philosophies, is the center is to break standards. If we look at the common culture, at the common standards that most people live day to day, we are in what people call a convenience culture. Everything is easier than ever before. You don't need to make your own dinner. You can push a couple buttons in an app and dinner will come to your doorstep. It's super efficient. It's super convenient. You really don't need to do a lot of physical labor. Most people's works are desktops, their secretarial work, their office work. There's a lot of computer. My work is computer-based, right? We don't have to do a lot of hard stuff. We've got a very convenient, very efficient flow to our lives. And it also kind of holds us back from that body transformation that we want. Whatever body shape or whatever body size we want, it kind of holds us back from that. The key to transformation is always going to be some sort of inefficiency. Now, let's look at some applications specifically to weight loss as we can look here. We talked about Godzilla is walking up on 2 legs. That is inefficient for him. That's why he's got so much muscle mass on the thighs, on the legs. But let's look at inefficiencies with weight loss. We talked about nutrition. Going out and making homemade meals is inefficient in the modern lifestyle. Entertainment. What is something that you can do to make your entertainment a little less inefficient? Right now, most people honestly have some type of smart device, some smartphone where you push a couple buttons. There's probably a Netflix button pre-built into your remote where you just push one button and it opens up your TV, your app, and it goes right to that entertainment source. Back in my day, back when I was a kid, I guess I'm only 33, so this is still my day. But back when I was a kid, we used to have to get into the car, drive to Hollywood Video, walk up and down the aisle, squat down to see what's on the bottom shelf, look around to find a movie, bring it back, put the VHS into the VCR, realize the last person didn't rewind it because they were too efficient. So we had to get up, rewind the tape, then hit play. Then we went back to the couch, sat down. There were a lot of steps, and now people just hit Netflix, right? Our entertainment is too efficient. How can we build inefficiencies into our hobbies, right? Some of that involves getting out of the house, right? If your hobby is to go for a hike or to do rec leagues or even just to socialize with other people, if your hobbies get out of the house, that is a nice way to kind of sprinkle in some inefficiencies. With exercise, we can talk about inefficiencies with exercise, specifically for weight loss. I remember going to a seminar, I want to say it was like 2013, but Alan Cosgrove was talking about, how some implements, there was a research study that showed some implements were a little bit more effective for fat loss. Things that were a little bit more dynamic, a little more alive. Things like aqua bags or free weights or TRX. Things that you had to stabilize while doing the exercise made it a little bit more demanding on the body, made it a little more inefficient, and made it a little bit more effective for body transformations, right? So one of the biggest challenges that I come up against in my coaching program is we do live in a convenience culture and people are always trying to make things easier and streamlined and trying to avoid difficult things. What I would encourage you to do, if you're looking for a transformation in your life, whether it's building muscle, whether it's losing fat, whether it's elevating yourself in your profession, whether it's building a better relationship with friends and family and significant others, whatever transformation you look for, at least once a day, ask yourself, what is something tough that I can do here? What is something challenging that I can do here? What is something that is inefficient, inconvenient, and actually effective to creating that transformation, right? So Godzilla standing on 2 legs shows us that if you want to get those hashtag thick thighs save lives, you got to do something that's a little inconvenient. You're going to have to exercise some. You're going to have to be deliberate about your nutrition. You're going to have to turn stuff off and go to bed. You're going to have to do those inconveniences, those inconvenient inefficiencies if you want to have a transformation. Or if you want to continue the path that you're on right now, don't. You don't need to change. You don't need transformation. If you don't want anything in your life to get better, just take the easy route. That's an option. That's available. But if you do want change, if you do want transformation, if you do want somehow better than where you are right now, you do have to find something that's inconvenient, something that's inefficient, something that is challenging and awkward and tough sometimes. Obviously, with Health Rebels, part of the Rebel framework talks about rejecting extremes. We want it to be a challenge. It doesn't have to be brutal. It doesn't have to kill you. It doesn't have to be absolutely insane and take you a week to recover from. But it also shouldn't be the easiest thing in the world. We do want to have a little bit of deliberate difficulty so that we can stimulate challenge in the body, stimulate adaptation, and get that transformation that we want. So that's what I got for you today. My boy Godzilla, Big Goji, coming up on, I believe this November is going to be his 69th birthday, 69th anniversary. And he shows us that inefficiencies, that challenges are the key, the secret to transformation of our body and our lives. And so put that in action, right? That's today's topic. Hey, before I leave you though, I want to let you know, if this was useful for you, please share this with somebody. Please help spread this message, help elevate someone else, help them with their transformations by sharing this with them. And before we run away, I just want to leave you with the Rebel framework, right? Health Rebels podcast, it's based around the word rebel. The 5-part framework is going to be reject extremes, energize yourself, break standards, excite yourself, and ultimately love yourself and act accordingly. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Come on back next week for another episode of the Health Rebels podcast. And until I see you again, build in some inefficient inconveniences into your day-to-day and have that transformation that you want.